Just to remind everyone, this YouTube channel contains factual information only and should not be considered financial advice. Okay, so looking at the uranium spot price, I thought I'd do a follow-up from a couple of weeks ago when I did my uranium video on that. And we've had it's kind of gone up quite a bit since then. So I just wanted to check to see. A lot of people are saying it's broken out. Let's see if it has officially broken out yet, or whether or not it's still a little bit early as well. So as you can see here, we were down here before. We have come up, but we are at a key resistance right now. So if we can break above that pivot there, then we would be continuing our uptrend on the uranium spot price. Looking at our first ETF, last time I did the video, I talked about the fact that we had 5 clear waves up, primary trend up, and we were in a corrective phase. There was a chance of one more low, or we were going to punch out from here. We have actually punched out from here, but we haven't broken above any key levels yet. So let's have a look and dive deeper into that chart now. Okay, so as you can see here, here's your chart. And like I talked about, you had a very clear 5 waves up here, which is an impulse move. And then we've had our corrective moves from there. We have broken out of our decline, our falling wedge from there, which is a common correction pattern. But we don't officially enter back into an uptrend again until we can get back above this zone here. Okay, so this 2450 is a crucial zone that it needs to take out. There are some very good signs that it's broken up out of here. I'm on the weekly time frame too here, so you know each candle here represents 1 week. So we still need to break out above this 2450 to be classified back in an uptrend again. There are a few very good signs. We had bullish divergence, we've had increase in volume, like I talked about last time. This whole move has been coming down an increase in volume, which is a sign that it's a corrective wave as well. But we don't officially go into an uptrend till we're back above there. So that is the key level we are breaking. And yeah, at the moment we're in a sideways movement. It's looking good, breaking out of this falling wedge, but it's still a bit early to classify it as an uptrend again. In saying that, there are a lot of signals showing that it's going to, with the increase in volume strength is corrective, all the prior data that we've got available. However, they are all signals. We need to wait for that confirmation, that trigger, and that trigger arrives above the yellow zone there. Okay, next one we looked at was the URNM chart, which is again another uranium spot minus chart. So let's dive into that one. Last time it was at $30 and it was trending down to a kind of a sideways movement. Let's see if we've had any movement on that one as well. Okay, so same thing with this one that has broken the decline, and same thing, it needs to get back above this zone here. Okay, this is the crucial resistance, last pivot point that it would need to get above, test the support, and then we would be officially back in an uptrend. Same thing, some really good signs, increase in volume, things like that. But again, signals we need to wait for the trigger to know that we are back in an uptrend again. Okay, next video is our junior uranium miners. And the reason why we look at this one is it's all of your micro or small cap uranium miners. And if uranium is about to go in a bull market, it will lead the charge because it's showing that then you're getting risk on into that sector. And that's what we want. So we were down at $14.79. I talked about the bullish divergence, and there's a good sign that it's probably going to start to move back up again here. Let's see what it did. Okay, so it had quite a good run. So from that video, we had a nice pump. We're up, up, up. The really good thing is that it's broken out of this range. So this was a sideways range here. Okay, downtrend, sideways, and we're above. So as long as we stay above this range, at least above the kind of 15-ish zone, then this is looking quite good. And it's, again, high, 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 low, high. At the moment, it's trending up. All right, so uranium junior miners have gone out. They're broken out of the sideways range, which is a really good sign, and a sign that maybe risk on is starting to come into the uranium sector now as well. So then what we looked at was the junior miners against the other miners as well, because looking at that ratio will show you that the risk on is coming on. Okay, so if the junior miners are outperforming the large miners, then it's showing that money is flowing into that risk on side. Exact same as when money is flowing into the Russell 2000 over the NASDAQ, things like that. So it's just showing that money's willing to take a gamble, really. Okay, so here it is here. It has come up to its range, but we are at resistance right now. We are getting a nice increase in volume, which is a good sign that the junior miners will outperform the larger miners in the coming. We have got bullish divergence, so some really clear signs, but at the moment we are still in that sideways range. We've got the signals to say it's about to break out, but we need the confirmation, which is above this point here. So if we can get above 0.8, then the junior miners start to outperform the larger miners, which would show a risk on environment for uranium. Okay, then we looked at the energy sector because we're like, well, if uranium is potentially about to go into an uptrend, we need to see is the energy sector, which it's a part of, going to do the same thing. So last time the energy sector here had broken the decline, we're testing it as support, but it doesn't get into an official uptrend until we're back above this red zone here. So let's see if we've gotten anywhere closer to that. So here it is here. You can see the downtrend coming down. We've tested it as support here. And what we actually have had is that, yes, we have a higher high, higher low, and we have officially gone into an uptrend on the weekly now on the energy sector, but we still haven't broken that key level, which is up here. So we're in an uptrend on, just barely, just broken out, but let's see if we can now get out above this major zone here. Then we looked at the energy sector against the XJO, so against the index, because again, we need to see, is the energy sector going to outperform the rest of the XJO? So looking at this last photo here, we did break above a key resistance and enter in an uptrend. Let's see if that trend continued to go on. So yeah, we broke through this key resistance here, and you can see that, yes, we have continued to go on, but yeah, nothing explosive or nothing crazy, but we have had a double bottom, broken the neckline here, and while we're above that, that's a reversal pattern of a double bottom there. So as long as it stays above that neckline, then it's officially back in an uptrend again. The other thing I talked about in the video is that uranium tends to lag gold by 7 months. And if you know how gold's been trending lately, is that it went absolutely ballistic in October last year. When I did that video a couple of weeks ago, I talked about that 7 months was pretty much that date from then. So going off history, and we know how gold just went ballistic from that October to March, then uranium tends to lag by 7 months, which means that it should follow and go into an uptrend and have a similar move 7 months later, which was a couple of weeks ago, and should continue on for a few more months if it's going off history. And we talked about the fact that uranium to the gold ratio, and the reason why we put it against gold and not the US$2 is because gold is actually a store of value. And we talked about the fact that in 1932, a bar of gold bought you a car along with $100. $100 doesn't buy you a car these days, but a bar of gold still does. So commodities and things like that, you should always measure against gold, because what that does is it shows you if it's historically over or undervalued compared to its gold ratio. So yeah, always look at your commodities in relationship to gold. So looking at that, we bounced off that support, which was a good sign. And what we've got here is that we need to see, is it going to break off there? So you can see here, it's testing. Okay, the sideways range, it broke down below and it's back within this range. We need to get back above here, because then we move from a downtrend to a sideways back to an uptrend again. So some good early first signs here. Found support here, possible double bottom. If we can get back above, then we would be officially in an uptrend. Higher high, higher low. The minute we get above there, it's officially in an uptrend on the monthly, which is the primary trend. Okay, so that would be a really good sign if it can get above there in the coming months. Again, this is not going to happen tomorrow. These are monthly candles, but it is something to keep an eye on for the coming months, because the minute we do get a breakout there, that's showing that uranium will outperform gold on the monthly. Then what we looked at was that energy has a bit of an inverse relationship with NASDAQ. So as you can see, you did not want to be in energy over NASDAQ for this past decade. And then since kind of 2019, 2020, it's been going kind of sideways. And then what we're looking for is, will it break up out of this? So it was trending up and now we're in a sideways. So we need to see, does that then fall back through support, or does it break up, which would be a good sign. So let's take a look. So you can see here, we are still ranging. So downtrend, we've gone into an uptrend here, and then this is now sideways. So it needs to stay above this support zone here, but ultimately it needs to get above here to then start trending back up again and be in an uptrend, which would mean that uranium would outperform NASDAQ. So it has bounced off support. Let's see if it can continue its run back up here and get above there. Again, these are weekly candles, not going to happen in a couple of days, but something to take notice of. And these are the kind of things you look for a primary trend. Okay, primary trend are the moves that last for several months to years. They're the ones that you want to be on, because ultimately you want to buy something and just sit on your ass and do nothing and let it make money for you. So going back to uranium, just knowing that you had that clear impulse 5 up, this is a corrective wave. You're looking for the trend to continue. So knowing that and knowing how Dow theory works is that you've got 3 major trends. You've got your primary trend, which is the one that lasts for several months to years, which are the ones that I'm always looking for. You've got the secondary reaction or secondary trend, which is these kind of ones where all it does is correct 1/3 to 2/3 of the move, because again, nothing goes up in a straight line. And then you have the minor trend, which are just the little tiny moves within. And unfortunately, they're the ones that most people trade, and they're the ones that can be manipulated. The good thing about the primary trend is it cannot be manipulated by a whale, by the government, by anyone. It's going to its destination no matter what, which is why they're the ones that I trade. When you know that the primary trend is going to go up, you can actually take advantage of that manipulation. I'm going to show you a perfect example right now. So uranium was in the news as being absolutely terrible at the end of May there, because there was all this news around the Namibian government was planning to take stakes or something like that. But anyway, Paladin Energy dropped 22% on that one day. And everyone's like, oh shit, here we go. We've broken support here. Me knowing the primary trend and knowing that news, they will manipulate the price in the short term to take advantage. I knew once that happened that I wanted to dive in and see, was the potential buying happen on this, and I saw it. And you can see the volume step in, that lots of buying happen, and I took advantage of that myself, because again, I knew where the primary trend's going, and I know what the news does. It manipulates the price so that they can get these buying opportunities before sometimes things can break out. And that is what you probably know a lot about divergence within the charts. What you're also looking for is divergence within news and the chart as well. So if news is ever really, really bad and the chart does the opposite, that's divergence. That's something to take notice of. If the news is ever really, really good and the chart drops, that's divergence, something to take notice of, because again, the market always discounts everything, or it absorbs the information very, very quickly, and it then thinks about, okay, is this a buying or selling opportunity from there? And everything you need to know is within that chart. So if you can go in and zoom in and check it out, see what it's doing, see how the buyers or the sellers are reacting to that news, you can take advantage of it. All right. So yeah, just be careful with the minor trend. It can be manipulated to hell, and it will stop you out of beautiful positions. So uptrend, we're still in a downtrend at the moment until we get above that yellow zone. So it was a downtrend. This is now a sideways movement. Okay, I'll show you the clear movement. So you can see here, very clear uptrend. Make that green for uptrend. Okay, trending up. You can see then we were trending down. So that was your downtrend. So I'll make that red for downtrend. And then we have been trading sideways since. I'll make that yellow for sideways trend. Okay, market moves in 3 phases: uptrend, downtrend, sideways, and then either uptrend, downtrend again. So that's why we need to wait for the movement. If we get above here, that sideways turns back into an uptrend. If we break below, it continues the downtrend. All right, so we just need to wait a few more weeks to find out what direction it may take.